telling you, you always had a queen by your side. You know I'm ready to ride, sipping with that smoke on the side. Say what they want, what they like. You always had a queen by your side.
Y'all come on in. Come on in. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna stop bullying me over here on Facebook. Y'all older ladies, y'all gonna stop bullying me to go live over here. I'm not gonna keep going live over here. Y'all won this time. This y'all last time. Here. Make sure y'all share the video. I'm finna share.
See, he's the only man for me. He can be the paper part of me, I know, but he's the only one that's loving me, for sure. Always respect, never control me. I'm gonna keep it rocking till I R.I.P. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Nobody told us it's gonna be easy. Oh, wait a minute.
All right, y'all, come on in.
Come on in and join us.
Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Nobody told us it's gonna be easy.
Join me and Keandra Speaks.
Huh?
Tell them, come on in and join me and Keandra Speaks.
Come on in. They gonna come on in. Come on in, y'all.
You know, baby.
Make sure y'all share the video. Let me see who we got checking in. We got Miss Cuddles Ruffin checking in. Come on in. We got Ivano checking in. We got Diva checking in. What's up, Lori? We got Misty checking in. Sid. Come on in, Sid. Come on in, Tonya. Come on in, Beverly and Adrian. Come on in, JD. Oh, come on in, Nana. Come on in, Tonya. Come on in, y'all. Make sure y'all share the video. We have a very special guest tonight. We got somebody who knows George Floyd himself. Make sure y'all come on in. And make sure y'all share the videos. We finna get ready to know Mr. George Floyd, from somebody who knew him. We finna get to know the man beyond the headlines. I'm excited because we all feel like we know. Come on in. Look at Courtney know how to follow directions. Come on in, Courtney. Come on in, Keisha and oh Lord. Oh, hey, Tawanda. Look at Tawanda know how to follow directions. Come on in, Tawanda. Come on in, Demetrius. Look, you know, we talking about, look, this what we talking about. This man became an icon. You see what I'm saying? This is what we talking about. This is the whole icon on here.
Change the world.
Look, you did. I'm ready to get to know him.
Okay.
So thank all of you guys for okay. Thank all of you guys so much for tuning in. You know, thank you to the hard-headed people over there on Facebook. Thank you to the people that was in my inbox, some Keandra. Now I don't got that YouTube. I don't know how to set the account up. I'm on here. I done came on in.
Already doing it live. Doing it live.
We live. We here. So we have Mr. Ira Johnson here, a really dear friend to George Floyd, and I'm not gonna sit up here and tell his story. I'm just gonna kind of lead the interview and ask the questions, and you know, you just gonna tell us, you know, what you want us to know about George. So the first thing I want you to do is just introduce yourself to everybody and let us know how you met George, like from the beginning, how like the relationship that you and George got. Yeah.
Okay, how y'all doing today? My name is Ira Johnson. I'm from Houston, Texas, 3rd Ward born. I met George Floyd at the YMCA. We was going to the YMCA to play basketball, do all kind of things and stuff, you know, basketball, football, computers and stuff like that. So we met playing basketball, and then he went to go dunk the ball one day. I told him, George, I said, Floyd, dunk that boy, Floyd. He said, no, I'm gonna dunk it. He's gonna dunk it. But he went up there, he politely laid it up on the court. He politely laid it up. He was a small version of George Gervin. He graced the floor so profusely. For real, he just graced the floor. And once you got to know him, it was to love him. as a child.
Okay. And how old were you when you and George met? About what age were you guys?
About 10. We was 10 years old.
Okay, so you and George, y'all, when you guys met at the YMCA, what was it about George that you admired? What stood out to you? What character traits did he have that stood out to you that made you respect him and want to become friends with him?
His personality, first of all, because like I say, at a young age, he was a giant. He was a gentle giant. He stood like 6'2", and she stood like 6'2" in middle school.
Wow.
Man, 6'2". And we tried out for football. I made it as the quarterback. He played tight end. He made it as tight end. So
and that was in middle school?
Yeah, that was around middle school.
Okay.
That was around middle school. So around middle school, we tried out for football. And he was like, man, throw that ball up there for me. Throw it up there for me. I'm like, John, you never throw it up there for you. You so tall. You so tall. He'll go grab it. I'm talking about at a young age, he'll go up there and grab that football. And man, it was spectacular as a young age. See how athletic he was.
So he played football and basketball, correct?
Football and basketball. Yes, he did. Football and basketball. Yeah.
Okay, so you and George, you guys became friends. So how did you and George, did you guys play together like throughout high school? High school?
From middle school, and then we graduated from middle school. We went to Yates. We graduated from middle school, then went to Jack Yates.
Okay.
And we played freshman. We played freshman football, and after that, I stopped playing football. George continued on to play football, and he went on to varsity. To where they went to the state game, and they played against Temple. They played against a school called Temple High School.
Okay.
And George caught a touchdown in that game.
So did he win the game? Did he catch the winning touchdown?
No, Temple beat him. Temple actually beat him. But hey, it was a good game. It was a well-fought game. But everybody wanted to go to Yates. Everybody from Third Ward all over in the Houston area wanted to go to Yates.
What made Yates so special?
Yates was really, it was well-educated school, but Yates was like a fashion show. You got to dress clean, be clean. You could show off your new shoes, your guest pants and everything. You know, you were fly. We call it being JY fly. Okay. In Houston, we call it being JY fly. So was George like a fly dresser? Was he the type of guy that, you know? Yeah. Oh yeah. Very fly. Very fly. For like I say, when you see him, he was so tall, but you know, he just dressed fly. Guess, polo, OP, you know what I'm saying? We came from the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? So we was privileged to be able to receive them type of clothes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so that's what that was.
So how did George, through the years, how did George mature? Because I know he had some legal troubles.
Yeah,
he had some legal troubles. How did you see George mature from when he was the guy that was in and out of jail to the man that he was up until his death?
Everyone has a testimony. Everyone has a struggle. So, you know, in and out the system, you get a second chance. So you want to try to make a better life for himself. So when he graduated, he later went to college. He went to Florida A&M. He went to college. When he graduated from college, he seen him.
So he graduated from college.
Yeah, he graduated from college.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a great dude. He was a very great man. Inspirational to the neighbor, to the community, to the CUNY home. He grew up in the CUNY homes. That's the CUNY home. It's called the Bricks.
So that's the project?
Yeah, it's projects. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, you know, like I say, he made the best out of bad situations. But he was strong. You know, he taught his brothers and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They looked up to him. Everybody looked up to George. Because he was strong. He was a strong individual as a kid. And it, well, like I said, once you got to know him, it was to love him.
So when you guys, so when he moved from Houston to Minneapolis, how long ago was that? How many years ago was that?
He stayed up there for several years, about 7 years.
Okay. When he moved up there, what was the purpose of him moving to Minneapolis?
For a better change his life around, because we had a friend of ours named Chris Harris who moved up there. Okay. Chris Harris moved up there first, so he had told us about it. So George had went up there to stay up there, and when he got up there to Minneapolis, he took it. He embraced it. Minneapolis embraced him. It changed his life. It changed his life for a better purpose.
So you saw a different George when he moved up there.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So the woman, the white lady on the news, that's his girlfriend. Did you know her?
No, I never had a chance to meet her.
Okay.
Never had a chance to meet her.
Okay. So how was it at George's funeral? When you guys, so which funeral did you attend?
The one on Monday.
Okay. That's the one they were going. That's the one that was in Houston.
Yeah, in Houston.
Yeah, that's the one they went in. So how was the atmosphere? We know how we saw it just looking at it from TV or the internet. How was the atmosphere when you walked in?
It was cool. It was calm. It was collective. Everybody, paid their respects. Everybody shed the tears. Everybody mourned them in a different way. Everybody mourns in a different way.
Right.
So once we walked in, we were standing in line, and a Metro bus had pulled up, and a woman was getting off the bus, and she was with her sister. She was in a wheelchair, and she had asked me, she was like, "Sir, would you help me push my sister in?" I was like, no problem. So I was able to push her in, and we was able to, move above other people and stuff. So I pushed her in, and we walked down. We was able to view the body. It was like, they would let many people in at a time.
Right.
So we walked down and we viewed the body.
How did he look?
Man, they put him away real good, very good. It was like he had a smile on his face. He was very peaceful. Peaceful. Yes.
Okay. Because, some people were saying, wondering, was he in the casket? Because, just asking stuff I'm pretty sure you've read stuff. He ain't even in the casket. I wonder if he in there. They've been carrying his body around from funeral to funeral. So I just, we wanted to know, like, how did he look? Did he look good? And how black folks say he looked good.
Yeah, he looked good. He was dressed very well. Had on a nice tie. He was dressed very well.
How is the family? Like, did you get to speak with his brothers and the rest of the family? Did you get to speak with anybody?
I have a brother named Uriel Hall.
Okay.
He was able to go to the funeral on Tuesday.
Okay.
Pay his respects. And so he spoke with him. And you probably seen my friend Brady Bob. He was the one in a red suit with the hat on. He spoke at the funeral.
Okay.
So it was very embracing because he got to speak to us. He got to speak to us for us.
Right. For like his homeboys, basically for his niggas.
For his people. Yeah.
Okay. How has by you being out there in Houston, how has the temperature been in Houston? How has the atmosphere been? Have you seen like a change in the way maybe white people maybe act towards black people, or are people seeming like they're embracing? Do the city feel like it has more love in it?
Yes. It's been a change since that. It's been tremendous change. It's been a tremendous change. People have been to protest peacefully, no rioting. Our Jack Yates alumni, we rode from McGregor Park to Jack Yates one day, and then they had another protest on the football field for George Floyd, where everybody came together peacefully. They had another protest. Everybody came together peacefully. No looting, no negatively. It was just positive, all positive.
That's what's up. So what do you think that you have learned how has George's death affected you, or maybe has changed you as a man, as a father, as a companion? How has his death changed you and have it made you look at things differently or take less things for granted?
Well, I don't take nothing for granted at all.
Okay.
By the grace of God, I was able to change my life around. I've been through the system. So even way before George Floyd, I changed my life around. You know, just coming up, you know, I lost my mother in 2013. So just growing up, you know, I've never been a racist person. You can have the shirt off my back. So just coming up, you know, I live by Matthew 6:33-34. It says, seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things should be added to you. Don't worry about tomorrow, let tomorrow worry about itself. Sufficient for the day bring its own troubles. So I take it one day at a time. I don't worry about tomorrow. I let tomorrow worry about itself. Because when you wake up in the morning, all you can do is be the best man you can be, or be the best woman you can be.
Right. So what have you learned, or how has your view changed in the world, or just looking at the world, or looking at people since this has happened?
Well, a lot of change is going to come. First, it has to start with the system.
Mm-hmm.
System is corrupted. The system has been corrupted for years. So now laws are going to change. The kneeling on the neck, the police brutality, the way they arrest people and everything, all that is changing. All that is changing before your eyes. Due to George Floyd, at the cost of George Floyd, a change has came.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. He was the sacrificial lamb to bring about this change that America needed. Yes. You know, even if it's a small change, but it's still major. In the fact that the way they can't do chokeholds on people anymore, the way they can't use those, because those are like jujitsu techniques and stuff they be using on people and stuff, you know, deadly tactics. So just how do you feel about we got somebody over here asking a question. How do you feel about the mayor making a George Floyd Day? Anybody, if you got questions, make sure you put your questions over there, because I'm gonna ask him whatever questions y'all got to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, by the mayor making George Floyd Day, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I have a friend named Big Mo. He was a famous rapper, a local rapper down here in Houston. He has his day. He passed away on October 14th, 2007. The mayor gave him his own day. So we're thankful. We're thankful for people that, you know, that have passed away, or people that, you know, famous, have their days, have their due diligence to have their days.
Okay, we got another question. How do you feel about Officer Lane getting out on bail?
I'm putting it like this. I'm not the judge. I'm not the jury. I'm only the witness. So I can only pray that justice is served for George Floyd. And I know it will be served, because no one is supposed to murder a person and get away with it.
Justice is going to be served. Because let me tell you something. If justice don't get served, America.
Hey, say what you want. Say what you want. Say what you want.
They gonna set this bitch on fire.
Okay, exactly.
They gonna set this, you know.
Justice is gonna be served. Like we're not
it's gonna be served one way or another.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Now is the time for change. We have to go out and vote and get the people we want out of office. The negativity, the people that we want out of office, and put some positive people in office that we can hold accountable.
Right. Yeah. That's the most important thing. Me and my husband, we went and voted yesterday. That's the most important thing. The most important thing to do is that I am learning, because I used to be one of the people that was like, child, I'm not going to go down there and worry about voting, you know, until I was educated on the fact that the local votes matter. You have to vote. You have to vote locally.
Everybody vote counts. I'm a felon. Even I can go vote now. So everybody vote counts. Get out there and vote.
Yeah, you gotta vote. You gotta vote because look, it's important to vote in who you want to be a DA if your son or your daughter or somebody get in trouble. You don't want no racist being the DA, you know. So you know you don't want racist judges. Let me see what other questions we have. What does Brick Boys mean to George?
Brick Boys they were rappers that grew up in the community. That grew up in the CUNY homes.
Okay.
They were rappers that grew up in the CUNY homes. Tight family of young dudes that rap.
He went to Yates. Lori, you went to Yates too, right?
Yeah, I went to Yates.
Yeah.
Class of 93 with George Floyd.
He went to Yates too. Let me see what other new comments. Okay. We got a comment from JD. She says, and what do you think about those posts about the Simpsons episode?
I haven't seen it. What did they say about the Simpsons episode?
What did they say about it? If these officers get off easy, I can only imagine the rioting that's going to happen after that. If those officers get off, it's going to be a problem. If
they get off easy, it's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem.
Make a change. We have to make a change within ourselves, within our own community. Black people in our own community, because we can be politicians and own beauty supplies, barbershops, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to own. Gas stations, whatever you want to own within your own community. Build your own community up. Patronize black people. Patronize the black people, not just the white people. Patronize the black people. Because I'm putting it like this. This is how the Indians, they come in, the Indian people, the Italy, or whatever, they come in, buy all the grocery stores, all the liquor stores, all the convenience stores. So, you know what I'm saying? So we could do that within our own community.
We could if we weren't so scared to see the next person rise up, too scared they're going to leave.
Yeah. But still, that's where the change got to come. Exactly. You reach one, you teach one.
And that change gonna have to start with our mindset.
Our mindset, right. Because I'm put it like this: a person can look at you and see your struggle and what you have been through, and be like, "Hey, if he can change or she can change, I know God he'll do it for me."
Right.
So it is what it is. It is what it is. You have to start within yourself. Because if you can't start within yourself, how are you going to help someone else?
Look, we got a question from Tawanda. Everything you saying is the truth. Ain't number facts. I can't disagree with nothing that you're saying. Tawanda says, "Do you think the charges should be upgraded to murder first?" I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Most definitely. They started out with third-degree murder, thinking we was gonna be like, okay, that's cool. Oh no. Then they put up to second-degree murder. No, first-degree murder.
That's what it should be. I think they said it'll be harder to prove first. I don't see how it'd be hard to prove.
You want somebody to treat you like you treat them, right?
Right.
So if you go murder somebody, what you think they're gonna do to you? They're gonna throw the key at your ass. They're gonna give you 99 years to life or give you the death penalty. So hey, like I said, I'm not the judge, I'm not the jury, I'm just a witness. God is going to handle whatever situation he can handle in that purpose. We have to step up as black men and black women and do what we have to do.
Right.
So I you know what I'm saying? I can say it till I'm blue in the face.
And that starts with voting.
Yeah, it starts with voting. I can talk till I'm blue in the face. I can tell you whatever, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own opinion. But we still have to start with the facts and learn the laws. Learn the system, you know what I'm saying? Learn the laws and learn the system. Read the books. Go and learn about your heritage and everything you need to know in life, and learn it and use it. Use it. Be accountable for what you have to be accountable for. That's all I can say.
You're right. Okay, Diva, she's talking about the Simpson episode. She said they had an episode where they had a knee on the body of someone named George.
Well, we have to protest that. The Simpsons, look how long the Simpsons been running. Boycott it. You know what I'm saying? Right, whoever make the Simpsons, write them and let them know, hey, take it out the air.
Look, they are literally, well, what it is the Simpsons literally predicts. I ain't gonna say predicts. They don't predict nothing. They tell us what's gonna happen in the future.
Nobody can predict nothing but God. God is the only one who's still.
That's why I said they don't predict. They tell us. They don't predict it. They tell us what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so Andrea Williams, she said, I don't know if you will know the answer to this, but she said, ask him, where are the plans for all the money they donated? Is it going to a trust fund for his daughter?
It's going to the family. The daughter, the brothers, the uncles, the aunties, his whole family.
Okay.
It's going to his whole family.
And you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with that because his daughter's college is completely paid for.
Yeah.
Her lifestyle is completely paid for. She's gonna have a lifestyle that her father didn't even get to experience, that he didn't get to have.
Exactly.
Let's see. Who else asked? If the officer is charged with murder in the first, and the other officers with aiding in murder, do you think that would be enough? That would be enough to change the world? No. No. Definitely not enough to change the world. The world is gonna be changed through us getting our ass out here and voting. And changing the judicial system.
It's already changing before our eyes.
Yes,
people in Ghana, Quebec, China, everywhere. It's already changing before your eyes.
It is. But like the world is not going to change completely overnight, and hopefully this momentum keeps going, and people don't let, like, you know, when something happens and then like everything with Freddie Gray, everybody was in the uproar, and then, you know, it died down, because usually after the funeral, you know, that's when stuff started dying down. Let me ask you this, because I just want to know this. Let me go and take my fan real quick. How do you feel about now? How do you feel about Benjamin Crump representing George Foreman? Because, you know, I ain't really never seen him win no cases like this. You know, you got Michael Brown, you got Trayvon Martin. He ain't getting no justice for none of those people. So how do you feel with him? How is your faith in him as a lawyer? How do you feel about him representing George? Do you think he's gonna get? Well, we hope he get justice, but I mean, his track record with these type of cases. I don't know about other cases, but like these big cases that make it really huge on the media, he doesn't win them. How do you feel about him representing George?
Well, he was the first one to reach out. Nobody had reached out, so he was the first one to reach out. So, like I say, all I could do is pray, baby. All we can do is pray that Benjamin Crump has it in his heart to do the right thing.
And how do you feel about, okay, so this is something that I noticed about Al Sharpton. Al has a tendency to appear when there's all the hoopla, when there's cameras. Al, if people have said, you know, Al disappeared.
All the political figures. That's what I'm saying. I'm put it like this.
But I'm thinking if Al gonna stay true to his word when he said, did you hear him? When the cameras go off, when all the shit over, he gonna still be there.
Yeah.
I'm see, because you know
that's all we can do is see. All we can do is see.
And you know what? And
I know his brother Felonious
Mm-hmm.
He went there. He went to the state. He went to Washington and did what he had to do. That's his brother. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna worry about Al Sharpton or no Jamie Foxxes or no Trader Truths or whoever. You know what I'm saying? His family. His family is taking approach.
Right.
We have to stand behind his family.
You're right. Is there anything that the city of Houston doing like to honor George as far as maybe holidays, or are they, in Washington they did the painted the street Black Lives Matter. Is there anything they're doing to commemorate George's memory in Houston?
Yeah, right next to the CUNY homes, just a store. They painted a mural of George. Well, we passed out food the other day. So they had a mirror. There's a mirror over there of George. There's a couple of places where they have mirrors of George. So, like I say, a change has already came. So all we can do is pray, keep praying, and have faith in God that things are going to change.
And keep taking action. Because we can't just keep praying and not taking action.
Get out there and vote. Keep taking action. Write the senators. Write the mayors. Write the governors. Whoever you have to get to. Just keep on writing them or do whatever you have to do. Phone calls. Fax them. Go up there. Protest. March. Whatever you have to do.
Okay. So what is the last thing I want to ask you? What would you like people to remember George as? How would you like people to remember George? Not as, because we don't want to remember him as somebody that we saw literally get the life squished out of him. How would you like for George to be remembered?
Just know George Floyd was a father to his kids. He was a brother to his brothers. He was a brother to his sisters, to his uncles and his aunties, to family and friends. And when you walked up to him, if you ever met him, to know him, it was to love him. He had been through some things, and he changed his life around. No one deserves to be murdered. No one deserves to have a knee put in their neck and literally for 9 minutes be murdered. So if anything could come about of this, we're going to pray and have faith and take it one day at a time and just keep on at it and just, do what you have to do as a person. Do what you have to do as a person. You can only be the best man or the best woman you could be when you wake up. Thank God every day for waking up on top of the ground instead of up under the ground.
All right. Okay. So y'all, yes, he has more than one child. He has 6 children, right?
Yeah.
He has 6 children. So you guys, this show is not even supposed to be an hour. I want to tell Ira, thank you so much, Ira. Ira was out. I've been calling Ira like people's goddamn, my niggas. I done called him about 10 times because he was fishing and doing stuff that men can do. He was out there relaxing his mind. I understand it. I understand the you needed some peace and you being able, needed to breathe because y'all been dealing with a whole lot. Y'all been dealing with a whole lot with the city. But I want to tell you, thank you so much. Thank you for coming on here and giving us an insight into who George is, because George, like I said, he is our uncle, he's our brother, he's our cousin, he's our friend, he's our nephew, and I just thank you for coming on here. I thank you for doing this because I know it wasn't, the funeral was this week, so I just appreciate it, and I thank you for coming on here. And anytime you need to come on here about something, or or if I need to call on you because you got a powerful voice. If I need to call on you to come out here about some of these town halls I be having about the youth and stuff like that, you'll be an awesome candidate to have on here because you've been in prison and you know what to tell their ass to stay out of there. So thank you so much, and thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Y'all know I will see you guys on, I don't know if I'm gonna see y'all Saturday or not. I'm going out of town. But I love y'all and I'll talk to y'all later. And y'all know I love everybody that love me. And I fuck with everybody that fuck with me. And I'll see y'all later.
Hello.